Hello Eurovision friends, thank you so much for coming to my channel Eurovision Histories. Today I want to do my top 8 of the songs of Luxembourg Song Contest, the Luxembourg national final for Eurovision 2024. The songs were revealed today. Luxembourg is returning after 30 years. I was so excited about that fact, and also about the fact that they are organizing a big national final. They're putting a lot of heart and work into this, and it just seems like they really want to do well, and they have kind of understood the spirit of Eurovision as soon as they decided to return, which is really cool. I have to say that there are a few things that I like and that surprised me positively about the selection of songs, and a few other things that I'm a bit sad about, but we'll get to that. In general, I think it's a very mainstream English pop national final, which is kind of what I expected when I saw the judges that selected these songs, and also the titles of the songs and the songwriters in a way as well. However, it is a great selection for a small country like Luxembourg. This could be a national selection in a Nordic country or even a Dutch national final. It kind of has that sound of Western, Northern Europe, which is fine because Luxembourg is in Western Europe. And so I would have liked a bit more local feel to it, a bit more language diversity, but at least there are 2 songs in French, and I like that quite a lot. But let's get to it. Here is my top 8 of Luxembourg Song Contest. In 8th position, I have EDSUN with Finally Alive. It is trying to be retro, and it is retro, but at the same time, it's also a bit boring, unfortunately. There's nothing really happening. It's not bothering me at all. I like his voice okay, but there's nothing that really makes me want to listen to this song again, unfortunately, and that's why it's in position number 8. That doesn't mean it's a bad song. This is my personal opinion, so if you have a different opinion, let me know in the comments, and I'm sure you will. Then in 7th position, I have One Last Time with Devil in the Detail. This starts quite promising because it's a bit of a borderline rock song, pop rock, I guess. And the bridge that leads to the chorus kind of lets you think that something amazing and oomph is going to happen. And then it doesn't happen, unfortunately. It kind of falls a bit flat. And then it also goes through the motions way too much. He repeats Devil in the Detail, ooh, way too many times. I think they should have put in a bit of variation in these choruses. So I'm not a big fan. What I do love is his voice. I like the raspiness of it, and it really fits this type of song. But yeah, the song itself is not, I'm not a big fan, at least. In 6th position, the songs from now on, I kind of like all of them, and it was quite hard to do a top because they're all quite similarly good. The voices are all good, they're well produced and sound quite modern and current. Kind of like radio songs, though. And this one I do like a lot. I like the harmonies between their voices. I hope they can do that live as well. And then it also has a nice enough chorus, but there's just nothing that makes me want to listen to it right after I finished listening to it, if that makes sense. Then in 5th position, I have Naomi, Paumée sur Terre, the first song in French. And that already makes it stand out, which is cool. I like her voice. Everything about this sounds really, really French, like French songs that I listened to a few years ago. The voice, the sound of the song, the lyrics as well, very, very French, which is a good thing. But it is also a bit unimaginative in a way. There's nothing really that makes me go, wow, amazing idea to do this in this song. So that's why it's number 5, but still, as I said, I like all of the songs in a way. Then in 4th position, I have Marques with Believer. The first thing I wrote down is Imagine Dragons, because it kind of starts like that. I like the beat. I like the voice as well. It's a cool modern pop voice. This twang that he has in it really suits this song really, really well. And I also wrote down, it has a lot of potential, but unfortunately the chorus, at least the first time I listened to it, it fell really, really flat. The second time I listened to it, I liked it a bit more. And maybe if I listen to it more, it will go up in my ranking. But the chorus just lacks something. And it really does sound like a radio song, which for Eurovision, if you ask Germany, for example, is not always the best thing, because you want to stand out. You don't want to be pleasant, and everybody kind of thinks, oh, that's an okay song. You need something that grabs people's attention, and I'm not sure that this one has it, but still, as I said, good song. Third, I have CHAiLD with Hold On. A lot of expectations for this one because he performed with Mahmoud. He is a very interesting artist, and the song was written by the songwriters of Tattoo and Euphoria, two big Eurovision hits. And it is a good song. It begins like these sad boy ballad songs. I have a playlist on Spotify which is called like Sad Boys Singing in English. And I have Louis Capaldi and Sian Ducor and Dermot Kennedy, and it kind of starts like this. And then it gets to the chorus, and it sounds a bit schlagery. Like it's not Schlager, but it's a bit on the schlagery side, and I'm not sure that this is the kind of combination that works 100%. It kind of doesn't quite decide what kind of song it wants to be. It is quite catchy. He has a good voice, but overall, it's a bit underwhelming for having such a great artist with such established and renowned songwriters as well, but still my number 3. In second place, the song with the best lyrics, I think, in the competition. Really love these lyrics. Read them, watch the lyric video that they did. Really cool. I also like her voice. Let me get my notes here. Drowning in the Rain, it's called. It's quite mysterious. There's a Bond-like atmosphere to it, and it's very standalone in this competition because there's nothing like it. It kind of creates an atmosphere, and I think that staging will be key for this. If they manage to put together a staging that is kind of mysterious, maybe a bit eerie, I think this could work really well. As I said, the lyrics are really intriguing and staging is really important. And this is actually kind of almost my number 1. I think if I listen to this more, it might be my number 1. However, my number 1 is, and you already know it if you listen to the song, Tali with Fighter. It is an English title, but the song is half in English and half in French, which is a cool combination. There are many different hooks in the song. Au loin, loin, she repeats. There are staccato parts. There's lots of things happening. You might say that it's a bit disjointed, but I think it's not too disjointed like other songs I talked about in the past. It kind of comes together in a way that it kind of works. That's why it's my number 1, obviously. It has almost acoustic parts. You hear the guitar in the background, but it's not quite acoustic. So it's kind of in between a lot of things, and that could be a bad thing, but in this case I really like it. And it's also catchy. A lot of the hooks that it has in itself are catchy. The chorus is catchy, and just this combination of English and French is very Luxembourg in a way, I guess, as well. She looks really young, so I hope she can perform this well, but if she does, this would actually be my number 1. And if I were Luxembourg, I would choose either her or number 2, let's look at her again, Krick, to go to Eurovision, and then they have a pretty good chance, I would say, to qualify to the final for the first time ever, because before they didn't have to qualify, actually. This is my top of Luxembourg Song Contest. Let me know in the comments what you think. Am I completely wrong about something? Do you love another song that I have lower in my rating? Let me know, and I'm really excited to hear what you think of these songs. I'm preparing the Dora ranking of the Croatian songs, the Croatian national final, and I'll publish that in the next few days, so I hope you watch that as well. Please subscribe to my channel if you want Eurovision news, videos on Eurovision history, and lots of other things, and I'll see you then if you want to. Bye-bye.